Good evening. Thanks for watching tonight. The mother of a little boy who was attacked by a cougar at Kennedy Lake this week says her son's grandfather saved the toddler's life. 18-month-old Julien Sylvester was mauled on Monday evening and was rushed to Children's Hospital in Vancouver, where he has undergone emergency surgery. Little Julien was just a few meters from his grandfather when the cougar pounced. Immediately, the grandfather and a family friend began screaming and shouting at the cougar, scaring it off and rescuing little Julien from its clutches.
My dad's my hero today, like my father and his friend as well. They saved my son's life.
Julien needed emergency surgery at Children's Hospital, but his wounds were confined to his torso and lower body. His face was not damaged in the attack, and although his very young age makes the mauling seem even more horrifying, medically it works in his favor. He is already on the mend and wants to play and explore.
He is doing a lot better today. He actually has been up walking around and went into the playroom, banged on a tambourine. He's using one hand because the other hand has an IV and a sock over it. But he has been up playing and smiling, looking at his sister and wanting to walk around. He wants to explore the hospital right now.
As Julien recovers from the vicious mauling, conservation officers have been working around the clock to try to find the cougar, and they say when it is found, it will be destroyed. CTV's Gord Kurbis has the story tonight from Pacific Rim National Park.
Fresh dogs are now on the trail, working through the back roads and thick brush around Kennedy Lake. They were brought in this morning to try to track an aggressive and elusive cougar that attacked a young boy.
Well, our search area is really focused in this vicinity close to where the incident took place, perhaps be 2 or 3 kilometer diameter.
These cougar hounds replace ones that were here yesterday. They, too, have picked up the scent.
I could tell by the way they're acting and the way they're howling, and then I did see cougar tracks leaving the area, too, where the dogs were right on top of.
Today's search began at 6 a.m. when crews returned to the attack site. They were hoping that cougar would have been caught in traps that were set for it. The area around Kennedy Lake remained closed to the public, and the only thing getting in today was this black bear, whose movements were also being closely monitored.
Just reporting a bear sighting at the entrance to Kennedy Lake Road. Small bear, probably 2 years old.
The commotion of the dogs and the crews in this area surprised this couple visiting from Austria. They were camping on what they thought was an isolated back road. They were actually in one of the areas crews were searching.
I've never seen anything like this because we don't have, the real wilderness in Austria. So, yeah. It feels pretty safe seeing all those guys with their cars.
The number of searchers is up from when it began 2 nights ago at the end of this road near Kennedy Lake. That's where the cougar attacked an 18-month-old boy before turning its attention on his 4-year-old sister, who was uninjured. Conservation officers believe the cougar was young and didn't really understand what it was attacking.
The cougar was triggered into a predatory response towards the child, and the fact that it disengaged and the child did survive at that age tells us that the cougar was confused.
That and the fact the adults walking with the children were able to scare the cougar off is likely what saved the boy's life.
It was very clearly targeting the child and did appear to make a run at the 4-year-old as well.
And because of the cat's aggressive behavior, the race is now on to try to bring the cougar down before anyone else gets hurt.
We have cougars all over Vancouver Island. This might be just a one-off instance. The cougar behavior in this is definitely predatory.
It's not clear how long the search will continue, but crews are determined to find their animal. Gord Kurbis, CTV News, near Tofino.